Bam,
Ba, 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 ba.
They don't stop
And
talking.
to talk, and I think this podcast gives a good opportunity to just keep talking. And I think to talk about issues, but also about solutions to issues, right? That's my mantra.
Hello.
My last name is Roth, R-O-T-H.
Heidi Roth.
Dr. Roth in the
Dr.
making.
Rough in the making.
I love that for you.
Mm-hmm.
When will you be a doctor? Do you have, is it 9 months? How long does it take to be a doctor?
9 months. It's a pregnancy. No.
So I think that's my greatest achievement, that I'm brave enough to do those things.
Oh, I'm going alone to the US. Okay, Mom, see you. Or
Yeah.
That I'm just putting myself out there, out of the comfort zone. I think that's the greatest achievement. And
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's...
what is your greatest achievement in life? Up until now.
Coming out of my cocoon, I think. Up until now. Oh my god. I guess I adopted a dog, Theodora.
Ooh, there comes the doggos. We open the stage for the doggos.
Oh, there's nothing going on because no one's talking. Welcome back, Heidi.
I'm back.
Heidi, you are a German neuroscientist. These are your words. Who loves to go on vegan food safaris, which hopefully that means something to people.
Food safari.
Enjoys traveling and collecting memories.
That's me.
What are some memories you've collected that weren't from this trip specifically? Some
from
past
this
memories.
Oh, that's a tough one. I have to think.
Is this bullshit in your bio that you wrote that you like collecting memories? Are you faking me?
I love memories, but it's like...
You haven't collected a single one until this trip.
No, I like the little moments, like when somebody smiled at me at the subway and everybody else was grumpy. This was like a really nice memory of mine, but this is like super general. Or like when I was able to finally try out a sport I was wanting to do for so long, and then I went, and this moment felt really empowering. Or when I went the first time to have a manicure in my life, and I put the hand under the normal light, and the woman was like, UV light. And I was like, okay, where's the UV light? Those moments I'm speaking of, like those little things.
Oh yeah, those little, okay, that's
Which
cute.
then pop out when I start talking. I'm a scientist in the making, let's put it like
A
that.
scientist in the making?
Yeah.
What
So-
makes you?
no.
What keeps you from being a scientist now? You're
No, I'm a scientist, but I'm getting the doctor PhD part.
you're a doctor scientist in
So
the
this is
making.
in the making. Yeah.
Dr. Roth in the making.
Dr. Roth in the making. Yeah, I'm now in my 3rd year. Hopefully, end of next year, I'm done.
So you're saying it takes you 4 years to become Dr.
Yeah,
Roth?
so usually
To
it's
transform, to metamorphosize.
I'm in the metamorphosis, yes. Still in my pupil.
People. So you, this is great. We're saying bug stuff because why? You work with bugs?
I work with insects.
Did we talk about this last time?
We didn't. We talked only about food. Good that we can cut out things.
Absolutely. We'll cut out anything that doesn't serve us.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in town for a presentation or a
was-
conference.
For a conference, I gave a conference.
What's the name of the conference?
It's called Neurobiology Drosophila Conference.
Conference.
So Drosophila is a fly. It's a little fruit fly you have in your kitchen from time to time.
So is everyone there studying that fruit fly?
Yes.
Drosophila?
Yeah. Drosophila.
Drosophilia.
Drosophila.
Drosophila.
Yes.
Is that Spanish?
No,
Drosophila.
that's Latin.
So we just watched your presentation.
Yes.
And your grade? You gave yourself a grade on your performance?
Yeah, I gave myself a 9.8 out of 10.
Any critiques?
Critique to myself?
Yeah.
Maybe I could have said a bit more or a little bit less.
So
Because you can always be a bit better. Sometimes I felt like, okay, maybe I was pausing too much, or maybe I could have said it a bit clearer. But I think for having only 10 minutes, I did a really good job. I got only good feedback. People were liking my presentation.
You did a great presentation, and I thought this person who I've become friends with, this scientist who is very funny and charming, can talk like a boring scientist pretty easily.
I was boring.
No, you weren't boring. You were engaged. You were clear.
You
but to
understood
me,
something?
yeah, I understood something. I think you said something about the monarch butterfly being very good at distance.
Navigation.
Long distance navigation. Yes. The monarch butterfly, and that's important to me, and we'll get back to that at some point in life. I guess now's just not the time. Is this a science talk thing? Do you guys learn how to speak like a scientist? Do you have like right within like a certain decibel amount? Like there's not too high, not too low. It's very just clear. Where it's just clear. Give the information. Don't give any feeling about it, and you just keep talking. And this is the thing we found. I'm not making fun of you. I think it was still you, and I was still interested. It was still like good and interesting, but it's the kind of like monotone information that I just can't process. They're in process. They're in developing
process. Yeah, and then they die.
Oh my god. There's people in there that were very engaged and had questions for you afterwards.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's amazing. Like. Mm-hmm. Because you guys are interested in that stuff, right? So they already have the advantage.
Yeah, they have the basic knowledge.
I feel like that audience would love your presentation more than me, but I did love your presentation, but I found it very sciencey. So do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. There's a voice you go into because that's not how you are normally. Like
no, because it has to be professional.
It's reserved. Yeah. So what is that?
Professional. I think I was actually really engaging with my tone. There were people like. Yeah, and then we do this, and that we can see here on the board, and then there is this thing, and this, and this. Speak up! Talk louder! I think it's like more about the data rather than the person presenting.
Right.
Because you wanna sell off that this project is cool by showing the data. So the data should speak for itself rather than the person who tells it. But I think I was really engaging in comparison to other people. But yeah, you get more.
Who do you want to shit talk? Like who do you want to say like oh did a terrible job? They'll never listen.
I forgot their names. No.
Absolutely.
No, but there are people who can deliver presentations better than others. And I love doing presentations, so for me it's not a big deal. But it's still, sometimes I use a little bit of unconventional terms. I use things like, and then we went on a hunt.
Oh.
This is something like, or this didn't stop us there. We took a step further.
Yeah, that didn't stop you. No, you kept going. And then all the questions were like, have you gone further? And you're like, no, that's where we stopped. Do you have those bugs? Because I would love to study them.
No.
Nobody has anything.
No. After the presentation, a lot of people came to me and were like, instead of saying, oh, your research is great, they said, you had such a beautiful smile. You were the whole time positive. And I was like, oh, thank you. Did you also enjoy my work? Yeah. Okay, what was it about? The butterfly, right? I was like, yeah, that's me.
You tested people.
Of course. No, I mean, at least people remembered me, and if it was because of my smile or not, I don't care, but people came up. I mean, I was one of the first speakers during this conference, so from day one, and people until the last day came to me, good talk, or great smile, or good talk, great smile, or something like that. So apparently I left an impact, and that's all what matters. People remember you.
Are you ready to talk mukbang?
Yeah.
Did we do a first we did a mukbang first. And if you don't know what a mukbang is, I'm going to send you to Google. No.
Google it.
Google it. You gotta Google.
It's called Celebration Barn. It's known for having physical comedy, clown, mime, residencies.
Oh, really? How'd you hear about them? Because they're well known?
I've done a lot of Googling of...
They're a master Googler. No, you gotta Google it. You gotta Google it. If you're not Googling it, sorry. We saw comedy tonight and
So mukbang.
Mukbang is when a video...
So you eat and talk.
Yeah, you
eat. You usually eat a lot.
Yeah, you eat a lot, right? So I don't even know if we did a mukbang. It was a good amount. It was a mukbang.
We did the taste.
Because I can eat more doesn't mean that we didn't eat a lot. You know what I mean?
No, it was not a lot. It was a decent.
We ate 5 pastries, 4 donuts, and a cinnamon pumpkin roll.
Yeah, and the no, don't freak out now. It's not like regular sized donut. It was mini.
Okay,
It was
who's
mini
freaking
donut.
out?
No, they were like, what, 5 donuts, 5 pastries? What the fuck? So much sugar. That's not much. Of course, it's much. No, the dumplings or donuts, however you want to call it, were tiny. So 2 donuts were equal.
All right, where do we go for our mukbang?
We went to Cloudy Donut in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn Heights. That's a great answer. We went to Cloudy Donut. They are a completely vegan donut shop, and
I think they're black owned, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think they are.
No, because I saw one of the signs. We are black owned companies. Yeah, something like this.
Black owned businesses, of course, and they're from. I think they started in Maryland, and they opened this up within the last few years, I think, and I think it's done really well for them.
It was really popular. There was a queue. It was really funny because there was a lot of photographers and people were just standing inside the cafe, and we were wondering, are you guys queuing? Are you done? And I think most of them were done, and we were just queuing outside, figuring, are we getting something or not? And then Alan had this moment where he was a bit worried. Because there was this one guy, I think he was from a restaurant, if I eavesdropped correctly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was collecting, we don't really know, but Ellen thinks 6 boxes. I was more thinking about 3.
It was at minimum 5 boxes.
Okay, minimum 5 boxes, but big boxes were minimum 10, 20 donuts fit in. Anyways, he was buying a lot, and I could just see in Ellen's face, donuts. Nothing is left. But yeah, we got the leftovers.
Yeah, Cloudy Donut is only open from 9 to 4, or 10 to 4 is according to Google. But 9 to 4 is according to their sign.
So yeah, but we got a decent amount of donuts, I would say. If we would have had more, I think we would have died of sugar overdose. But I think the amount was great. And they had this pumpkin cinnamon roll, which was still warm.
It came out gooey and warm. Yeah. Oh my god. And that was amazing. That piece, I love that piece. It was so yummy. And I think I could have eaten it out of a soup bowl and be very happy. I don't want to,
watch the mukbang. Maybe it airs at one point. But you will see face expressions.
Look for the mukbang coming up on our YouTube channel. Heidi and Alan do mukbangs. Wait, but this is a kind of an adventure. We were last time you were here. We didn't get to go to Cloudy Donut.
Yeah. We
made this adventure. We made this trek. We went. It was raining. Our friends lent us a car, so we drove. That was nice.
And because then we ate the donuts
in the car. That's where we did the mukbang in the car.
Outside of Cloudy Donut.
Outside Cloudy Donut, yeah.
Feeling like super influencers.
Heidi was in full influencer mode. She was holding nothing back. That was like to me doing that mukbang with you and then watching you give your science presentation. Those are 2 different Heidis to me. That like. I put them side by side. I'm going to enjoy the mukbang more, but the science is going to be better, I think, in the butterfly one.
I mean, with food, I'm really critical, yeah?
I was really you are critical.
We had already multiple days filled with donuts, that's true. And I think, and you're like, okay, yeah, it's a donut.
Yeah, at a certain point, it just turns out to be a donut. And you're looking for this, like, heavenly moment of, like, transformation. And I think this is, like, the closest thing we have as human beings to being natural addicts. Is just, like, we want that next, like, transformative food moment. Because somewhere along our lines, we had the moment it was like, food can be like this? Boom, and then you move in, and then you start eating sushi or whatever it is, like, and then you're like, oh, cool, and then you find out some other thing, you're like, fried food, like, oh, that's crazy. And at a certain point, you're like, oh, fried food isn't the jam anymore, like, it just hits different.
That's the deep fried
deep
Mars. No, it was cool. At least we had a cool trip, a new memory.
Yeah, no.
We created together, and
I would collect that one for sure.
I mean, this mukbang, I never did a mukbang in my life where I filmed myself critiquing.
Usually a mukbang on the side. I'm just mukbanging by myself over here.
But this was like, we filmed ourselves ourselves, and this is also really interesting.
It was my first mukbang too.
It was like we shared this moment.
Oh my god, it was really fun. I really enjoyed doing that with you. So thanks for creating that, because we talked about it before. I wasn't sure we were gonna do it.
Yeah.
And it was so fun because we differed on how we felt about the donuts, I think. Like, you were more critical. I was...
You were more defensive. Oh, that's a really nice, decent donut. And I was like, plain. I used just one word, like, fatty, oily, plain. And Ellen was like more defending, like, yeah, that's really the dough. You can taste it. Plain. plain.
Oh my god. Here they just keep talking. We do not endorse the idea that Cloudy Donut serves plain donuts. We've always had a great time at Cloudy Donut. Highly recommend. But yeah, it was really fun to do that, and to have you be like trashing a donut while I was enjoying it. It was really a funny experience. But we did find a posh flavor amongst them. All right, I would never just do this, like eat food and film myself. I mean, I definitely would, but.
But it's a bit weird to talk only with yourself about what you're eating. It's cool when you do like taste testing, what we have done the past 8 days.
Oh my god, we love a taste test.
It's actually cool. I should do this more often.
Oh my god, have I taken you peace food?
No, what is this?
Oh, it's one of my favorites. I can't believe it. They have I'm gonna start with a dessert first. They have a strawberry shortcake. It's like this, you know, strawberry shortcake? It's like a biscuit. It's like they take a buttermilk biscuit or something like that, and then they just put all this yummy strawberry filling in it, and like a strawberry jelly with fresh strawberries, which you might enjoy as a professional strawberry thief.
Yeah.
That's a reference to our mukbang, and I hope you get to see it sometime.
Or you, I'm miserable.
What?
Or you're miserable.
Or you're miserable.
Miserable.
Oh my god! Oh my god! They just keep talking and they don't stop talking. Where is there anywhere you want to travel that you haven't been yet? Is there?
Japan is not really on my list.
It is
high on my list. Korea and Japan. Yeah, I think are on my top scores, which I think I will do next when I'm done with the PhD. Yeah.
After then, once you've
graduate. When I graduate and ready to fly.
Become Dr. Roth.
Dr. Roth.
Dr. Roth around the world.
Yeah. Let's see. What is your next destination, Mr. Fessenden?
The big one on my list is to go back to my island of birth. I want to go to American Samoa. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I would like to explore Ireland. Mm-hmm. And Japan sounds cool for sure. But yeah, and then I wouldn't mind going to Tibet at some point.
Ooh. That sounds also cool in the Himalayas.
Yeah. So that'd be cool to explore that. But there's nothing like, I'm terrible, like, I'm like a resistant. I like it to be at home and in my bed. So
with
there's
my
like,
doggo cuddling.
So I like traveling, but I have to be like pried into it. You're like, go, and you go out there.
Yeah.
But I would love to go to Japan.
Yeah.
And Germany.
Of course, Berlin.
Berlin. I gotta go to Berlin. Well, I have to go try all this vegan food and come see you in your element.
Yes. It will be a tough schedule of food, so go on a diet before, so we can
starve yourself, so we can eat non-stop.
We'll have to film a couple of mukbangs.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No, traveling is fun. I really enjoy it, but yeah, it's pricey and also not so environmentally friendly, so yeah, that's why I'm always like considering, are we going, are we not going, so yeah. But it's great if you have friends around the world and you're like, I'm coming, get ready. That's my greatest achievement, that I'm brave enough to do those things. Oh, I'm going alone to the US, okay mom, see you. Or that I'm just putting myself out there, out of the comfort zone. I think that's the greatest achievement, and that's
awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's.
What is your greatest achievement in life?
It's hard to say, but I think probably my book. I wrote my book is probably up until now the biggest thing. and maybe just launching this new podcast with you.
Yeah.
And my friends around the world.
Also, always traveling, getting to know new people.
I love that you said like staying curious, because I think that is something that I've been dealing with, is like reopening up my curiosities to the world and being like, it doesn't have like you're allowed to try new things. Thinking about that situation where like somebody suggests something new, the other person like, I don't really like that. I was like, why is that such a negative spot? Like, I don't really like that. Like, if you have tried it, I guess, like, fine.
Then it's okay.
But yeah, you can have an opinion, but like, if you haven't tried it, you're just like, I don't want to try it. It's like there's such a resistance sometimes we have as people to like trying new things.
Yeah. And
to stay curious and stay open to that and to foster that in yourself is so cool and important. So I really respect that like you're aware of that. Like,
I think that's the way to grow.
Yeah.
Mentally and physically, if it's like, oh, I will try now the sports, or I will try to knit, or I try to crochet, or something. I mean, this will expand, I think, long term, your neuroplasticity.
Yeah.
Going back to the science part, but I think it's important.
I love that part.
There was this Netflix show, my mom was really into it. It was about how to become 100. Or something, where they talk about how people age really well and long without, or meeting different cultures which have long living
longevity.
People. Yeah. So and they always said being curious, be doing something, and if it's just a small little task which keeps you busy, being learning something new, doing little movements, and if it's just like gardening.
Yeah.
Or doing a walk. I mean, those things I think are important to expose yourself. And if you just live in your country or in your village your whole life, but still keep exploring there. And if you're just going for a hike, or for, I don't know, learning how to make candles, or learning how to... I think learning is important, and being curious and never stop. Because I think that's, first of all, helps your brain to still be up to date. And also, that you're happy, I guess. Pause.
Well, I think...
TED Talk over.
I think that's perfect. I think we landed somewhere really great. Heidi, what's the name of the show?
Just Keep Talking.
And?
By Ellen Fessenden.
Do you know the phrase?
They keep talking?
They just keep talking and they don't stop talking.
Sorry, they just keep talking. They don't stop talking.
Come on, I know you're tired.
Talk louder. They just keep talking and they don't stop talking. Woo, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Heidi.
Woo, yes.
And thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe, rate wherever you can, and tell your friends about us. They just keep talking and they don't stop talking.